I am back. Okay. I'm hearing Trojan man. What the hell? Okay. That's funny, Joe. Hello, hey y'all. Oh, let me get TikTok started, and then I'm gonna get Instagram started as well. All right. Okay. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Oh wait, let me get this thing here too. Let's see. She cool slash air frozen. All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Hey, Boo. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Carlo. Hey, Sunshine. How you doing, Boo? Long time. All right, so let's get to this read. It's gonna be a funny read. I'm gonna try my hardest to yeah. I'm gonna try. All right. Hi, India. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zine. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Y'all better catch these flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box below. Before we get into the read, I have a couple of announcements to make, okay? If you are currently wanting to book a private session with me, I currently have readings, 30-minute readings at $100, okay? That sale is good up until the ending of Cyber Monday, okay? 11:59. It ends. It goes back to its regular price. So if you're wanting to book a 30-minute reading with me, it is currently at $100. Make sure you add at checkout in the code BF25. Okay. Also, I do have sprays as well too. That is also on sale for 50% off, and that's from today to also Lord, Cyber Monday. So definitely make sure you you look into my website to, check out my goodies and things of that nature. And then also this book here, which I'm very proud of that I've created here. I have created this book for the collective here to help you guys with many different types of aspects of healing. Okay. It could be generational healing, trauma healing, financial healing, mental healing, psychological healing, spiritual healing. Okay. It's many different types of examples surrounding this book here. So this book is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. All right. And also if you would like to take your healing a step further, I also have the group called Wisdom Beyond Wounds on Facebook where we actually dive deep. Okay. Y'all know I'm a Scorpio. So Scorpios love to dive deep, but we really dive deep into that group there to, for healing. I just ate. Y'all gotta bear with me. I just ate, okay? All right, so channel message here. You predicted their ending and they are in shambles. So I'm going to speak about this from a psychological standpoint, and then we're going to go into the actual oracle and tarot cards here, okay? Please keep in mind that this is a collective read. Not everything that I'm going to mention to you is going to resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest, all right? So again, channel message, you predicted their ending and they are in shambles, okay? They can't stop you from speaking out. And everything you stated has come to pass. So as I mentioned before, you are the calm before the storm. And they thought your calmness was a form of fear, which is very odd. They thought by you being calm or being very quiet or not being so, we'll say, combative at the time that you were giving the warnings there, they thought that they had you, they had you at in the bag here. They thought that they have put you in so much fear that no one would actually believe what you had to say, and that's completely wrong here. So when you predict a narcissist ending, it does something to them on a level that they cannot hide, okay? It punctures the illusion they built their entire identity on. It exposes the truth they've been outrunning for a very, very long time, okay? It pulls the mask off without you even touching them. So as I mentioned, yes, I know some of you guys, including myself, you may like to argue and fight. I get it. We're human. I get it. But sometimes, especially in the path or the trajectory that you are wanting to embark upon, sometimes it's best to not to argue or fight with individuals here, because if you have a lot of things to lose, someone who don't have anything to lose will do everything possible to make sure that you lose everything. So this is where you pick and choose your battles here, okay? It doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't make you scary. It doesn't make you afraid. It actually makes you very logical and more so emotionally intelligent here, okay? So with that being said, a narcissist falls apart when you see past the performance because their entire power relies on mystery, confusion, and the belief that they're always 10 steps ahead. They're not 10 steps ahead. As I mentioned before, I feel from my perspective here, when you're dealing with narcissistic individuals, they play checkers. They don't play chess. And the reason why they don't play chess here is because they're not emotionally mature to handle any type of, we'll say, altercation, any type of incidents, any type of connection that they place themselves in here. It's just a facade for them here, but they don't want you to see past the facade, because when you do, then you realize that this is when they start to go, they break down, they start to have a meltdown here, or they may start to, you know, try to get back at you or get some kind of revenge onto you here, okay? So the moment you articulate their trajectory with accuracy, they feel spiritually exposed. Okay, most narcissists, from my point of view and also from my research of things, I strongly feel they don't believe in a higher source, a higher power. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just speaking from my specific experience from this standpoint here. And I realized that I have definitely encountered a lot of narcissistic individuals in my lifetime here, and I realized that it was just all the same. A lot of them do not really honor or respect a higher source, a higher power, however that resonates. God, Jesus, universe, Krishna, Buddha, ancestors, etc. here. And I feel like the reason why they don't believe in a higher source, a higher power, is because I feel like they feel that they are actually that higher source, a higher power here. So the moment you articulate their trajectory of accuracy, they feel spiritually exposed. Now you guys are you're embarking on a path of spirituality, and spirituality is just basically the enlightenment of self. That's what it is. It's a spiritual aspect of self, okay? You're sitting down with self, you're praying, you're doing whatever, your mantras, your affirmations, etc. here, and it's helping you to enlighten yourself surrounding the spiritual aspect of self, okay? So you're naming the ending that they thought they could control. They cannot handle that level of clarity. Narcissistic individuals are not clear at all. They're very foggy in the way they do things. They're in an illusion state. So narcissists thrive in distortion. So when you speak the truth, you force them into reality for the first time, and reality is where they have no armor. The illusion is where they have the armor. The illusion of other people. So if they're able to get other people to believe what they're saying, well, now they have we'll say, an army of people that will be considered illusionists here, that can stand in front of them to hide their true character or their true nature, or basically their mask here. So their shambles come from the collapse of their internal scripture of self. Narcissists spend their lives writing imaginary storylines where they win, where they are adored, where everyone else is beneath them. So when you predict their ending, you break the delusion, okay? Psychologically, or from a psychological standpoint here, they experience this as an ego death, okay? Their false self begins to crack because truth is one of the force they cannot manipulate. So they cannot gaslight you, or they cannot gaslight what you have seen, or the prophecy, or we'll say the premonition that you may have had that is already unfolding, which is why when you were telling them and warning them, hey, you should try something different. You know, this is not a good path that you're going down. You know, you're going to get in trouble, or whatever. They look at you like you had four heads, because they weren't able to see what you were able to see. And some of you guys, you're actually able to see ahead of time, and that scares people because you're seeing it play out before it actually plays out here. So they cannot rewrite a fate that has already been spoken aloud. So most narcissists depend on the illusion that they are untouchable, okay? When you call out their downfall before it happens, you remove their sense of feeling superior. So they realize they're not under their spell. That is the deepest wound for them. Let me repeat that. They realize you are not under their spell. Okay, their spell is the illusion, the lies. That is the deepest wound for them. You're not going to believe what I'm saying. You think I'm lying, and then they be like, oh, you need to prove it. See, narcissists are very, I think they're very sloppy in nature when it comes to their tactics, their childish tactics here. And the reason why I feel that they're very sloppy in nature here is because they get other people to help them to do this thing. If they were so precise, if they were so detailed, they wouldn't need other people to help them to kind of like put you in a very compromising position here. But the more they add more players into the equation here, the more eventually that the actual whole thing is going to fall apart, which is why I strongly don't feel narcissistic individuals are very strategic. I don't believe that. That's just my own personal point of view. So they're not grieving you. They're grieving the loss of the control that they once had over you, or what they so-called thought they had over you. This is why they spiral, okay? This is why they obsess, because they don't have the control over you, okay? You're like, oh, whatever. This is why they unravel quietly behind closed doors, and this is why you may feel that they are stalking you to the 10th power, to the 100th power. Or you may feel like, you know, they're trying to hack into your cell phone. They're trying to hack into, you know, your computer and other things of that nature, because they're trying to see how they can recollect that control or regain control over the control that they never had before. They're living in an illusion state, and they feel like some of you guys may have been playing along just to kind of see how far this person would have went. And I strongly feel as well that also tarnish their ego, or really hurt or harm their ego as well too, because once they realized that you were playing along in this game here, they really they stepped back a bit because they weren't able to decipher more, so they weren't able to comprehend the game that you kind of like twist onto them or play onto them here. So since you predicted their ending, they're now standing in the rubble of their own creation. The truth did not break them. It simply revealed what was already broken. And this is what they can't handle. So I'm going to tap into my psychological cards here. And we're going to dive deeper surrounding you predicting the ending of this person. Like, you ain't going to be you know, you ain't going to be this, or you know this going to mess up for you, and you know you like stuff like that. They're like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. And you know exactly what she was talking about. Checkmate. Listen, I know a narcissist here hate to see me coming, child, especially with my laugh. Oh, man. Imagine lies giving somebody superpower, but the superpower is truly in the truth of you, or the truth that you speak, you know? And the moment that you kind of like just graze or just kind of grab or grasp the lies from them, they're looking dumb. They're looking real stupid here. These poor narcissists, child. Baby. So we have a man that's sitting by a fire here. So again, they're trying to reignite the control or reignite the lies to have control over the situation here. And if we look closely into this card here, oh wait, I take that back. I'm sorry. This is an actual painting. I'm so sorry. If you're able to look closer, this is an actual painting of a fire, an illusion. It's not even real. This is something that they created, or they drew here, or they painted onto this canvas here because they thought that they had the control within their mind here. So I'll even spin it from this way. Let's assume that this is actually real here, right? You see those tools down here? Even if it was real or depicted to be real, this was the only tools that they would have left to kind of throw it into the fire. So basically, they're in a space where they're feeling very sparse or they're feeling very scarce because they don't have the correct tools or the edifications to have control over the situation. I got to breathe. Back up off of me. Somebody's eating pecans or pecans, okay? Yes, time has ran out. Yes. Yes. The moment that you pulled the trigger surrounding the truth here and they didn't believe you, that's when the clock started. Yes, that's when the clock started. Oh, you don't know what to talk about. You ain't telling the truth. That's not true. And you're like, okay, whatever. And when they realized that you weren't fighting with them here, and it finally came to, it came true here. Now they're trying to figure out how they can add more time into their life, add more time into their delusions, add more time into their illusions here. Hey, the way that just popped out. Hey, Lisa. All right. So we have a garden here. All right. Is that a person on this garden? No, that's just more trees and leaves and stuff like that here. I'll put it this way. Y'all remember the book called The Secret Garden, or was it a movie as well? It was back in the 90s or so. Let me look that up real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me look up what was the synopsis surrounding The Secret Garden. I don't know if it was a mental thing or what. Okay, so The Secret Garden was about a sour, neglected orphan named Mary who was sent to live with her uncle in a large mansion. There she discovers a hidden locked garden, and through tending it with the help of a robin and a local boy, she undergoes a transformation into a kinder, happier child. Okay. So initially, Mary was very rude and unpleasant due to neglect. So the secret garden was like her secret space or her safe space here to more so flourish or to grow here. And it seems like with this narcissist here, they wanted to encapsulate you in a certain space or more so in a box here so that way you could not grow, okay? So the moment that Mary from the secret garden was able to discover this garden, again, we look at this garden here as a form of being able to flourish or grow here, it seems like Mary's point of view or her mindset started to shift when she realized that she was in a safe space. Because when you look at a garden and you see in a garden all its beautifulness here, it feels safe because of the vibrant colors or for it to be able to flourish in this way, if that makes sense. A plant that is well taken care of or well nurtured, you're going to see huge or beautiful fruits of its labor, versus a garden or a flower that's not been nurtured in the best way. You're going to start to see it decaying and falling apart, and the leaves and the roots are not well, what I mean? It's not trimmed, it's not watered properly, no one speak life into the plant, etc. here. So yeah, you had a secret garden which was in yourself. The secret garden was with the connection of spirit, source, divine. I'll just say creator power. Y'all go ahead and take that how it resonates. But that was your secret garden here. And the more that you delve or dive deeper within the secret garden here, the more you started to flourish again, or more started to have this like glow up here. And they weren't anticipating that. They were never anticipating your glow because they never thought it was true, or they didn't think it was possible. Someone's name is Timmy or Tamara or Tamara. Someone's nickname could be TT, T-E-T-E, or Tete. TT, Tete. Teedy, T-E-E-D-Y, Teedy. I'm also hearing the word talons, T-A-L-O-N-S. Maybe you may call, just hear me out. Maybe you may maybe someone may have called your feet as such, like, oh wow, you got long talons, meaning your toenails. Just take that how that resonates. But I'm hearing talons, okay? Or you need to go get your feet done, however it resonates. Oh goodness. So we have a city or aerial view of a city here. And the further out that you look into the city here, you're realizing that the city is super dry, or the cracks or the crevices of the actual city limits or skyline, however you look at it here, is completely dry. There's no life there. And I feel like this person has been hiding in such a place there. So you're able to now see things from a higher perspective, and you're realizing that the grass was not greener on the other side. They're also realizing that the grass is not green on the other side. But again, because you have a higher aerial point of view surrounding this person's, we'll say, mannerisms here, you're realizing that the well has really ran dry here, and they're trying to figure out how they can replenish or rejuvenate what they have lost, and they can't. If they would have listened to what you had to say, they would not have been in this predicament in the first place. So they have no one to blame but themselves. Hey, Andy. Oh, man. Someone's name is Hazel, Hazelton. You may love caramel, caramel cream, some kind of caramel in a coffee, or you may like, I'm not a coffee drinker, but frappe, I believe it's called frappe, cappuccino. I'm also hearing Velveeta cheese. You could be allergic to Velveeta cheese. Someone's name could be actually Velveeta. I'm also seeing the Velveteen bunny. I'm also hearing the velvet rope. Someone's name is Vivian, Vicky, Victoria, or Vivi. I'm also hearing V-dub. Okay. You see the shadows that are forming on the outside of this person's home? We're going to look at this as such. This is the shadow of themselves, okay? So this is metaphorically speaking here. The shadows that they thought that they can hide is now being shown in front of everyone to see. So their foundation is completely, we'll say, frayed, is very flawed in nature because they've created it in this way, meaning themselves. And now the shadows are being creeped up where people are able to see what they have been trying to hide here. And they don't like it. Everything has to do with time, and they have completely ran out of time because they can't fix it, or they can't get their story correct, or they can't, they don't have enough, we'll say, facts to corroborate their story. Hey. I think what really scares this narcissist the most here is that people saw or is now seeing that you are right in regards to what they have done to you, what they have treated you poorly, they spoke to you poorly, they may have taken something from you in a very poor manner or poor fashion here. But however it resonates for you and your story, your point of view here, people are seeing this person as not a nice person here. So let's say, for instance, you have like a business. This is just an example. Let's say you have a business and you gave service to someone and you gave your best service that you know how to do towards this person here. This person know for you to give great service here, but let's say they didn't have the finances or the money. So they played around with you, they talked to you and stuff like that. And when it came time to pay, they weren't able to pay, or they tried to, pussyfoot you around, or they tried to kind of give you the runaround here. So that way they can don't feel liable to having to pay for the services that you rendered to this person here. That's just an example, of course, but it can resonate for whoever resonates on here. With that being said here, so since that interaction has taken place, well, now this person is trying to slander your name or slander your business because they felt like, well, they shouldn't have to pay for whatever X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Again, that's just an example here. Another example that I can give to you here is that, again, you try to tell this narcissistic person that if they don't shape up or if they don't get themselves together, a lot of things is going to be done to them in a very harmful way, or they're going to experience a lot of harmful experiences here. They didn't take heed to your warnings, of course, here. And then when it finally, when things finally played out for everyone to see, now they're trying to blame you because they feel like that you should have given them more time, or you should have given them more warning. And you don't have to do that. I mean, shit, you don't even have to give any warning to anyone to begin with. I just feel like you were just doing it because you're coming from a great space of your heart here. You're very kind, and you just thought, okay, well, I see what's being ready to happen. Let me just tell you, hey, such and such, you shouldn't do that. And hey, they didn't listen. So that's on them. So the way that they're scrambling for more time is to get more time with people that they lost time from and with, if that makes sense. And I'll break it down. Narcissistic individuals, in order for them to survive in a space where people see them as, we'll say, wealthy. It could be physical wealthy. It could be a financial wealthy. It could be a spiritual wealthy. It could be a psychological wealthy. It can even be a mental wealthy, however resonates. Emotional wealthy as well, too. But they need to stay close to someone that already experience or have strong attributes to what I just explained here. So when it comes to time here, the time is cut short when you realize what they're trying to do towards you. So when you are fully aware as to what they're doing and you disconnect and you cut away from them here, their time has completely been snipped, or it has been cut, or it has dwindled very quickly or in a vast manner, and they don't understand why it's happening in this way. So if they don't have any more time to connect with you or to drain you or to siphon from you here, this is where the obsession takes it up even further here. This is when they start to go on a rampage here. This is where they start to speak about you in an ill manner towards other people for anyone that will listen here, so they can get more time. If they have more people around them that think like them and are able to see their ways like them, this is how they're able to get more time. Does that make sense? This is why you got to be careful with your energy. Not everyone should be around you when it comes to your energy. Not everyone should benefit from your energy here. And this is what they were trying to do, and it didn't happen. Someone loves grapes, could be loving green grapes or cotton candy grapes. So that boat has sailed, or you have sailed away from all of this situation here. But even though you've sailed away, if you look closely here, the waters are very, very calm and serene. Okay? The waters are very calm and serene. Just like your mind, you're in a peaceful space or a peaceful state. Someone could be from Aruba, or you getting ready to go to Aruba. They were only doing well when they were under the guise of you, or when they were under your bosom. This is figuratively speaking. But when they were riding your coattail, a lot of great things were happening for them here. And people are realizing that you move forward because people are having a spiritual awakening, just like you are having a spiritual awakening. People are realizing that they're not who they say they are, which is giving them a lot of anxiety here. Because it's like, oh, no. That's not true. That's not true. The collective is this. And you're not any of the things that they said that you were. This is why they're unemployed. They're unemployed spiritually. Not everybody has a connection to source, like you may have the connection to source. Not everyone prays every day. And I'm saying you don't have to pray every day. That's up to you. But you can definitely tell who's doing what they're supposed to do versus the people that don't do what they're supposed to do. So in this instance here, this person is very spiritually unemployed. And that's a very dangerous space to be in, to be spiritually unemployed. Because a person that is spiritually unemployed and they realize that you are spiritually employed, they're going to try to get next to you and just try to get as much as they can from you. And then blame you when you stop giving to them. No. It's say pray. I ain't making it up. It say pray. Pray, manifest, state your mantras, your affirmations, whatever, however it resonates for you. But praying is a big part of it, of your success. And they don't see it that way. They want you to do all of the work. Yeah, devil in disguise. They want you to do all the work so they can be financially successful. Financially successful can be a spiritual thing. Someone could be spiritually, financially successful. That's you. You could be physically, financially successful. You could be mentally, financially successful. Does that make sense? You have many different attributes or aspects to the wealth of self. This is what creates the glow of self. So because you are well off, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, you're going to feel not only successful, but you're going to be successful too. You could be a Sagittarius or they could be, however it resonates. Keep in mind, this is a collective read, okay? So you could be the Sagittarius or they could be the Sagittarius. We have karma here. I basically just summed it up. So this person is going through karma, and let me explain what karma is. Karma is basically the action, or more so the consequences of one's action. That's what karma is. You have karma, you have dharma. Dharma is greatness, karma is negativity, bad things. That's what karma is. They had many different options, many different paths, and they decided to take the least path or the darkest path. Hey, that's on them. Everybody has free will. You gotta let them do what they need to do. They decided to take the darkest path, and that darkest path opened up a door to karma. Please stand clear of the closing doors, please. This is a southbound express train. It's Karmaville. And that's what they chose. And the funny thing about it, as they chose this here, they were taunting you. Listen to the ridiculousness of this thing here. They were laughing and heckling at you because they decided to take the darkest door that they could not see far or ahead of them. Yeah, I took the darkest door. This is how they really be. They were taunting you because they thought that they were better than you. How were they better than you? And I'm going there. Yes. How were they better than you when they were spiritually inept, financially inept, emotionally inept, INEPT, mentally, psychologically inept? And these weirdos were laughing at you because they chose karma, and you saw that they were going down the path of karma, and they said that you were completely wrong. Okay. Okay. Whatever, little dog. Whatever, little dog. Imagine you trying to be gracious and trying to give them a warning here, and they tried to turn their back on you and try to be cold-hearted. Ain't that something? You giving them warnings. Hey, it's like a tsunami is getting ready to occur, and you see the waves crashing and just banging against each other. You see the skies get super dark, and you telling people, hey, don't go on that shore. Don't go on that beach line. You see all of the signs that something big is getting ready to take place here. And they're like, man, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. I'm gonna go. And then when they finally go, they get washed away, figuratively speaking. They were washed away by their own doing here. They thought that they can cheat you, cheat the truth. Okay, whatever. Okay. They thought that they could cheat the truth. Okay. Whatever. Now they got the audacity to be stressed out. Goodness gracious. Not woof woof. They stressed out. because they thought you were hiding something. They thought that you were putting them down the wrong path by giving them the warning that they were actually going down the wrong path. Let me repeat that. They thought or assumed that you were giving them bad advice. Imagine that. They thought you were giving them bad advice towards the path that they chose for themselves. They thought that you were the bad guy. They thought that you were jealous of them. Jealous of someone that's in a deficit? Jealous of someone who can't make the best decisions for themselves? Somebody make this make sense for me. Because again, you're not dealing with individuals that make sense. Imagine they're cold-hearted towards you because you can see where they're getting ready to go. But they refuse to acknowledge it because, yet again, the illusions is what is prominent in their life. It superseded the reality. They refuse to accept reality for what it is, because if they did, they will have to change, because that's what truth do. Truth triggers change. Truth triggers change. Someone's name is Chantel or Chantal or Shantae. Could be with a C or an S, however it resonates. Someone's name is Shanira or Shamira. Someone's name is Charles or Charlie or Charleston. So because they didn't have any self-control of self, this is where they currently are. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, psychologically, etc., etc. So they're actually living up to the story that they created for themselves. They're actually living in the illusions that now people see as such. That's their truth. Their illusions are their truth. And that's what they can't handle. Then why create it? Anybody. Why create an illusion? And then when they realize that they're living in the illusion and other people see it as such, they can't handle the illusion that they create. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why should you have to subject yourself to someone that want to continuously live a life of illusions? Why? How is that fair to you? And they get mad because you don't want to live or partake in their illusions. What? They want to fight you down because you refuse to live in their illusions. Shocking messages in reverse. When you sat with yourself, or when you may have felt isolated, or when you may have isolated yourself from others here, at one time, or the initial point of view, it was a shocker to you because you realized just how dark this person was towards you. You may not want to believe it, and I've been here too. I can relate and resonate with this part. But at one point in time, you didn't want to believe what was coming to you, what the discernment was coming to you or showing you here. So you may have ignored it for some time. We're all human. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to redirect you and teach you something, okay? If you're part of the divine collective here, okay? We help each other over here, okay? With that being said, when you realize that you were starting to go down that darker path, it was like, oh, nope, something happened. Where your head got knocked between that dryer and that washer, and you had that epiphany, you had that enlightening moment. You was like, oh shoot, no, let me retrace my steps. Let me backtrack a bit. And that's what you did. Self-control. Yeah. You were losing self-control because of the gaslighting, because of manipulation, because of the lying ways that they had here. And they thought that would have sufficed, or that would have been enough or sufficient for you to stay underneath the guise of their control. Again, a person who don't have control over themselves cannot control anything, any place, or anyone. They cannot. No person, no place, or thing. And anyways, why would you want to control another person? That's just weird. For what reason? Nah, I just, it's just weird to me. You want to control another person for what? What's the reason? You get a kick out of that? That's not cute. That's not a flex. We have Taurus here. You could be a Taurus or they could be a Taurus. You could be into the finer things. You may love to eat. Take how it resonates. Someone's name could be Taurine or Tay-Tay. Tiante. Someone's name is Dexter. Danita. Dennison or Dennis. Danka. D-A-N-I-C-A. Dananka. Please forgive me if I'm mispronounced, okay? Danica. Could be with 2 N's. There's a Virgo involved in this. You could be the Virgo or they could be the Virgo, however it resonates. Somebody was watching, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. What's that, to keep me from getting to you, babe. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, but that specific part of the movie, the end part, yeah, somebody just finished watching that. Someone's name could be Ahmad or Ahmed or Amar, A-M-A-R. Someone's name is Amari, Amaris, Amaris, Amory. Someone's name is Alston, A-L-S-T-O-N, Alston. Or Ashley, could be A-S-H-L-E-E or A-S-H-L-E-Y. Okay. Thank y'all for the heart meets and the gifts. It's surely appreciated. Thank y'all. Someone's listening to Queen. Mama, ooh. We are the champions. You may like Freddie. You may like Ringo Starr. You may be learning how to play the drums. You could be really into music. You could be a musician or up-and-coming musician. You could be self-taught with instruments. You can play many various instruments. Take it how it resonates. Okay, but mama issues, they have mama issues, or you may have mama issues, okay? Or you're realizing that you have issues surrounding a mother figure. Take it how it resonates, okay? A mother figure could be very stressed out because you see them for who they are and they don't like it. It's kind of funny that for the ones that resonate, of course, when you were around this mother figure, they weren't a mother. They weren't very nurturing. But as soon as you saw them for who they are, now they want to start to try to come back around towards you, to try to nurture you, to try to be that mother figure. And I just strongly feel it's too late for the ones that resonate, of course, which is why they're burnt out. They're trying to manifest into trying to come back to show you that they can be a good mom or a great mom here. But I strongly feel it's too late for the ones that resonate here. And they're very burnt out by the gossip that they stated surrounding you. Thank you, guys. And they're burnt out by their actions by trying to come back towards you. I'm hearing Evander Holyfield, so you could be learning how to box. Someone's name is Simon or Simeon. Thank you. Raising the vibration. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for the gifts. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Well, let's look up the etymology of that word. So Louisa states on YouTube, revenge was funny. Let's look up the etymology of the word revenge, because I've actually spoke about that word before. I just don't remember the meaning of it. This is what revenge means. To lay claim to, avenge, punish. They wanted to take revenge, or they wanted revenge on you, to punish you, Punish you exactly for what? What exactly for? Retaliation for wrongs, real or fancied. It is the act of doing harm or injury in return for wrong or injury suffered. What wrong did you cause these individuals? What? What injury did you inflict onto them? Their ego? That's their problem. Their emotions? That's their problem. So again, what exactly are they trying to get revenge on you for? Again, they don't make sense. Well, I'm just going to get back to them because they hurt me and they did. What did the collective do towards these individuals? Not a damn thing, not a fart of a flick of nothing. You did nothing to these individuals. Nothing at all. Not a fart of a flick of nothing you did to these individuals here. So now they confused with the aura. Confused. They confused here because the money stopped flowing in. You were the faucet of the, we'll say, abundance. You were the faucet of the opulence. And you turned that faucet off. You clipped it off. So there's no money coming in and they're confused. And they blame you for the reason why they don't have any money. Hey. Oh, goodness gracious, child. I'm tired of dealing with adults that act very childish. I strongly feel adults that are very childish are worse than an actual child. Yes. Because it's like, you at your big ass age and you acting like this. You at your big ass age, you crying out like this. You at your big ass age, you on the floor. That's what they sound like. You ever saw a little baby, 2, 3, let's say a toddler, when they don't get their way, but they have not quite been redirected yet to know they can't do that. Then they kind of like throw themselves on the floor and they kicking up themselves because they can't get what they want. This is what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with adults that are very childish in nature because they can't get their way to try to control you here. They want to throw their big ass on the floor. When I say big ass, meaning their adult self, their adult body, okay? That's what I mean. They want to throw their big ass on the floor and want to be crying because they can't get their way. They can't soothe themselves. They need you to soothe them. Child, please. Child, please. Oh, goodness gracious. Somebody listen to Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye could be your favorite artist. Pathway. And when you saw them dive on the ground or on the floor and they crying, you just walk right over them like, oh, excuse me. What's going on with that heifer? What's going on with that little dog? What's going on with that little chief? You like, oh, excuse me. You just walk right over them. And they looking at you like, what? Did you just walk all over me? Yeah, heifer, we did. We sure did, little dog. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. This is the southbound express K train to Carmenville. Oh, we got false person here. Oh, man. Somebody love peas and carrots, okay? You may like it in your rice. Take it how it resonates, okay? Yeah, there's a false person that's concerned. Because you literally map out their ending. Literally. You tried to help them. And they said, nah, I don't want your help. Okay. And learn to be okay with saying okay. Somebody can listen to Patti LaBelle. Or you may look at Patti LaBelle like an auntie. Take it how it resonates. Or you may know Patti LaBelle. Okay? However that resonates. You may know her personally. She is from Philly. So, Sudden wealth and community, but community is in reverse. You took your sudden wealth, or you're taking your sudden wealth with you, and you're moving forward here. The love bombing don't work. The projections don't work. Nothing works. But we do know one thing that works: your truth. We do know another thing that works: your intuition. You being able to see things before it play out, you being able to give the warnings before it play out. We do know that works. We do know for that to be true. And so do other people. This is why you're going to be exonerated and set free, because people see you are speaking the truth. You have always been speaking the truth since day one. Somebody can listen to Christina Aguilera. That girl got some pipes on her, okay? God, that girl could sing. My God. Every time I say it, I get goosebumps. That girl could sing. Sang. You hear? Oh my God, that girl could sing. We got imprisonment here. You told them they was going to jail. Yeah. Don't drop the soap, Bubba. You gonna eat your cornbread. Yeah. Yeah, this is what they get ready to experience here. They don't want to go to jail. Well, if you don't want to go to jail, you should have never did anything to put yourself in a position to where you be going to jail, Karmic. Because I know I have a couple of Karmics that watch me. Hi, Karmic. Despair. Yeah. Now they're in despair, child. Sad. Someone's name is Amanda, or you can listen to Amanda, or not listen, I'm sorry, watching Amanda Bynes. Remember the Amanda Bynes show on Nickelodeon? We do have coffin here. Yeah, it's the end. Like New Edition says, is this the year? I want to know. I want to know. Is this the end? Ooh. Y'all know that song? Is this the year? And I got to listen to when I get off here. But we got coffin here. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. We have high honor in reverse. High honors in reverse. They can't even fight themselves out of a wet paper bag. I don't know what to tell them. Like I keep saying, they can call Saul, S-A-U-L. They can call Sesame Street. They can call Big Bird. They can call Elmo. Shit. They can call Oscar the Grouch. Mr. Hooper, Maria. They can call somebody besides you. Shit, they didn't even call Stabler. They can call Finn. Cragen, maybe he'll answer his phone. You know, he is retired. Maybe he'll answer his phone. They can call Cragen as well. Just don't call the collective with their foolishness and hoopla. Because it's a done bun wrapped in one. You better call Tyrell. Call him. But you can't use my phone. Oh man. Elmo pick up the phone for anybody. Okay, if you had little babies, or if you have little babies now, Elmo has a little app where you can call, and you know your toddler will be able to talk to talk to Elmo. Well, let's see. We can put that app in front of the Karmic and see if Elmo will pick up for them. They ain't liking these changes, boo. They don't. They don't like these changes at all. Oh, well, it is what it is. I don't feel sorry. I'm so for real. Like I keep telling you guys, I don't like deceitful people. I'm being so for real with you. I don't like lying people. I don't like people that cause harm towards other people. I don't like people trying to get the best of another person or from another person just to stand on their backs. I don't like stuff like that. I'm being so for real with you. It irritates me to no end. If you have to be around someone to just lie or just try to get information or intel about them just to destroy what they have built in, stay away. I just don't like people like that. I'm being for real. They irritate me to no end. And I would never feel sorry for individuals in this way. Never. Because all of this, again, was very unnecessary. Very unnecessary. But who don't hear will feel. And they're feeling it. And they don't like the feeling that they feeling. Oh, well. Courtship is here. You're getting ready to be in a new courtship. Just hear me out. Don't give me the smoke. I'm just the messenger, okay? Because I don't want no, hear me out. I don't want no smoke with you. I'm just giving you the message. That's all. For the ones that are open and prepared and ready to receive a new connection, you will be in a new connection. By Valentine's or by January, February, March, by April. Take it how it resonates. Somebody's name could be April. You could be watching Ninja Turtles with April. April was I think she was the journalist, I believe. And I'm talking about the 1980s April, not these new stuff. The classic, okay? But for the ones that are ready and open to receive a divine connection, you're going to be in one by April of next year, 2026. See, message. Look, lovers, okay? And it's going to hit you from left field. I don't want this. I don't want that. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But it's going to hit you from left field. You going to come back, girl, guess what? What? You know, I know. I saw, boo. I'm going to congratulate you. Just save me some cake. That's all I ask. If you have a wedding, think of your spiritual advisor, okay? Oh, yeah, I want some cake. No, I want that piece. Yeah, right there. I want that piece. Don't forget your spiritual advisor, okay? All right now. That's all I want, piece of cake. I'll show up too. Shoot. Shoot, I love festivities. I love to celebrate other people. I feel like this is the direction we're actually going into now, to be honest here, is that you're going to see more community togetherness of positivity. You are. Because a lot of people, and we'll just say society in whole or in nature here, are very tired of the lies that have been given or have been shown in front of them here. So you're going to see a lot more people starting to come together or congregate in a very positive manner, community-wise. And it's going to be a beautiful sight to see. You're going to start to see it, for real. And people are going to stand together with one another, whatever background they come from, and they're going to be like, nah, you can't come around us with this BS. And that's what we need. We need togetherness. I know it's rare, but it's something that is so needed. It's so refreshing. It's needed in today's society. It truly is. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing Agent Tanaka, and I believe Tanaka is from My Girl. Remember My Girl 2 with what is her name? Anna Chomsky? Lord, butchering that lady's name. She was on My Girl 1 and My Girl 2, and she was trying to learn the history of her mom in My Girl 2, and I believe the police officer name was Tanaka. That could be someone's actual name. Somebody may have to go for eye surgery, or you think about going for eye surgery or LASIK surgery. Maybe you don't want to wear glasses anymore. All I ask is that you do your extensive research. Don't just go with the first one. Take your time and do your research, okay? So for the one that resonates, you're wanting to go for like LASIK surgery or eye correcting surgery, try the second or the third one that you research, not the first one, okay? But definitely take your time with the research. Because that's a serious, you know what I mean? That's a serious matter. You don't want to, you don't want to play with your eyes. So just take your time with that, okay? Someone's watching New York Undercover, or that's your favorite show. I believe it's on Tubi and Pluto TV. And also someone's watching Rock, ROC. Remember Rock from the 90s, the show Rock? That's a good show. That's actually on Pluto TV as well, too. Bad Attitude is here. Bad Attitude. Yeah, because of social. Yes, okay. They're having a bad attitude because they succumbed to the social conditioning of what they consider to be a norm or normal for them. Their point of view and their perspective surrounding social conditioning is to act bad. To be bad, you must act bad. And they thought that people would listen to them being bad, or they thought that people would bow down to them being bad. Was that true? At some extent, yes. But for you, hell nah. Hell nah. They're like, like, back to you. I feel humiliated here. Oh well. What y'all had for dinner? Leftovers? I'm about to get me some leftovers again, you know? Procrastination. And I'm going to stop right there. So because they procrastinated their bad tendencies here, they ended up being humiliated. And they're the only one that has to blame for themselves here. It is what it is. We have Leo. Taurus. Pisces. You know I'm bad, you know it. We have Aries. Who's bad? Taurus. Okay, you can be listening to Uncle Mike. All right, Gemini. And someone's drinking soursop, or you're making a soursop drink. Okay, that could be your favorite drink to make. We have Scorpio. You could be a Scorpio. They could be a Scorpio. And Libra. You could be a Libra. They could be a Libra. Okay, so if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab a copy of this book here. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. All right, it's to help you to heal from any type of traumatic experience that you may have experienced surrounding a narcissist, whether it's a family dynamic, co-workers, friends, lovers, ex-lovers, ex-spouse, however it resonates. Also get into the group as well too. Okay, that group is thriving now. It is on Facebook. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. And also I currently have a 30-minute reading sale at $100. So if you're wanting to book with me, go ahead and do that. You have until Monday to book with me. Use BF25 at checkout. Okay, thank you again for being here. Thank you for the gifts, thank you for the shares, and thank you for the commentary. Okay, know that you are great and nothing but. That's all. You're great. You're destined for greatness, and it's time for you to step into your greatness. Okay, love to you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thank you, TikTok. Love y'all. YouTube. Mwah. See you on the bit.